I think the last time I talked to you, a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, possibly even, I was talking about the customer journey. So if you missed that, it's in the guides. It should be in the guides. I'll check afterwards that it is. I'm fairly sure I put it in there. But it's sort of just talking about, making sure that you have a system of tracking from inquiry right until, delivery and beyond. And today we're sort of talking about what you do beyond delivery. Once you've done the cake, sorry, straighten myself up here. Once you've actually done the cake, it doesn't really end there. And this is something that I learned, last year, the year before, that actually that delivery, you've got it, you get home and you go, oh, thank goodness for that. But there is a next step that you need to get into the routine of. I haven't got into the routine of it fully yet. It really is on my strategy plan to make sure that I do this properly. But I'll talk you through, what my strategy is today. I'm also going to tell you a little bit about my training day. It's the same day, but I'm doing it twice, once in Birmingham, once in London, in autumn, and I'll tell you a little bit about that at the end. So, hang on, let's put that there, see if I get anyone on live. Not that it matters if you're not live, that's not a problem. So we're talking about getting reviews. It's sort of stating the obvious, really, but getting reviews can be golden, can be treasure to your business, because people will look at reviews. Potential clients will look at reviews, particularly for big investments like wedding cakes. They will look to see what other people have thought of you, basically. And I think it is really the era of the review. You do anything now, you buy anything, anywhere, any shop, you can find someone, reviews of them. Trustpilot, is that one of them? Is for all sorts of things. And I've been caught out on purchases before, not necessarily baking related, but purchases where I haven't done my due diligence and checked reviews. And I've lost money, and I've lost this and that. So people do rely on reviews now. They want to see that people rate you, and a lot of the review sites that you use are sort of, so for example, Google, you can't put up false reviews. There are ways of of them filtering it, so it can't be just you putting up brilliant, they do it in a certain way. And this is stating the obvious, all this already, really. But Google is the golden one, really. You really want, what are you doing? Go on, yeah. Good girl. You really want to get the Google reviews. Those are the ones, if you're going to chase, if you're going to give links, give Google links, because that will up your SEO, that will get you on the first page of your Google search. And that is gold. That is what you want. Because when people Google wedding cakes near me in your area, you want to be on that first page. It sort of all comes down to that for sales, really. And the more reviews you get, the more chance you have of getting that. It really builds your online profile. So if you haven't, hello Jill. If you haven't already, you need to get yourself a Google profile. I will do a little session on this next month, but I do a big session in my training day that I'll tell you about at the end. I'm going to go through the Google profile in detail, and show you how it's set up, how it works, what you need to put on it, that kind of thing. So that's all part of my training day. That's in autumn. Again, I'll tell you about that at the end. But you need your Google profile. Okay, it's fairly easy to set up. You don't even need a website, although I do recommend you having a website of some sort. But it just makes your Google presence, without a profile, Google don't know who you are, don't know, can't point people in the direction of you. So you do need one. I'm going to share my screen because I'm going to show you mine. Hang on. Hang on. No, that's me. This is mine. Hopefully you can see that. So this is my dashboard. It has changed recently. It used to be a sort of just a web page dashboard, but now it looks like a Google search result. I was very confused when they changed it. I thought, how do I get onto my dashboard? But this is the dashboard. So when you set up your profile, what comes up here? I mean, hopefully this is fairly familiar to you with other things that you've Googled. You recognize this kind of setup. And here is here's mine and various things. See, I haven't got very many reviews. This is why it's on my strategy to build that. I have reviews elsewhere, but I want to build my Google one, so that's my plan. So Google profile. Now, I was talking about customer journey. So you've got a system whereby you can track your potential client from being a potential client. So their first inquiry, can you make me a wedding cake? And then you can track whether you followed up, how much you followed up, 2, 3, 4 times following up, what happens to it, whether they, whether you have a consultation, whether you've made a payment, they've made a payment, that kind of thing. And with any luck, that'll go to a booking. You'll make and deliver the cake. And as I said at the beginning, once you've delivered it, set it up, you've got home, feet up with a cup of tea, think, thank goodness for that. The journey doesn't end there. Have in your strategy some form of evaluation. So it might be that you decide that a week after, or 2 weeks, depending, you then send an email. Excuse me. You then send an email saying, I hope you had a lovely wedding. I hope the cake was okay. Although don't do too many hopes. That's I was told once that you shouldn't do that because it sounds a bit unconfident. So word it correctly. Word it, you had a lovely day for your wedding. The weather was lovely, or whatever it was. Bit chatty. Do let me know how you found the cake, whether you had any feedback from it, yada, yada, yada. Now, what I'm going to be doing, I do this occasionally, but I need to be more strategic with it. So my first email will be a general, how was it? Was it lovely? If they then reply, they won't all reply. Don't think they'll all reply at all. And don't worry if they don't, because that's just the way people are. Couples have spent so long, sometimes 2 or 3 years, 4 years planning a wedding. And once it's done, they're just sort of exhausted. And it may be that they don't want to do anything wedding related after that. So don't take it personally if you don't get a reply to this, because it means nothing really. But do a, how was it? Bit chatty, your decor was lovely. When I went into the room, the flowers were beautiful, blah, blah, blah. If you then get a reply from that, oh, yes, thank you, that I would then reply to that email and say, oh, would you like to give us a review? And give them the link. I'll show you how to get the link if you don't know on here. Rather than just sending an email a week later saying, did you like it? Give us a review. Do one email, how was it? Chatty, wasn't it lovely? Yada, yada, yada. If they then reply, then give them the review link. Okay. And I've most of those 12 that I've got, quite a few of those were from me giving them the link saying, would you mind? Would you mind? I'd really appreciate it if you gave me a review. Okay. So getting the link for the review, if your dashboard should look like this, there's 2 ways of getting it. If you click that little bit there, ask for reviews, or if you go down here, get more reviews, either of those will take you to this. It gives you this. Give customers a link to review your business on Google. Then all you need to do is copy that, review link copied, and then in the email or the message, hopefully email. I'm very hot on emailing rather than messaging, because you have a proper record of it. If you message, and Facebook does all sorts of weird things, so email please if you can. But send that review out. Would you mind? I'd really appreciate it. You know, small businesses, we rely on reviews from you lovely people, you know. And then with any luck, they will. Most of the people that I've sent a link to, in fact, all of them that I've sent that link to have actually put the review on. Okay. So your Google review is really the most important one in terms of your SEO, your being found on search, that kind of thing. If you're going to be also thinking about Facebook reviews, I must admit I don't worry too much about that, because my ideal client isn't really on Facebook, doesn't buy things on Facebook. And Facebook reviews can be really hit and miss. I see so many people saying, oh, my reviews have all disappeared, or I haven't got a link or a button to get a review on Facebook, you know. So I must admit, I don't even worry about those. I don't worry about those. I am, as you can probably see, possibly saw it here, Hitched. I'm on Hitched, which is the wedding directory. I subscribe to those because I do get a few bookings from those. But if the communication comes from the couple via Hitched, and they've sent me a message on Hitched, I will then ask them on there, can you give me a review on here? Although generally, even if the couple have found me on Hitched, I do move them to email quite quickly in the whole proceedings. So the chances are that it'll be email that they contact me on, in which case I'll give them a Google link for a Google review. I very rarely do all my communication for a Hitched booking within Hitched. It goes to email fairly quickly. So yes, so make it the last part of your customer journey. Have a strategy whereby, yeah, a week later, and put all this in on your spreadsheet or in your diary or whatever it is. And this is something I'm really having to think about now, because it's something I've not done strategically yet. Well, within, you know, before the last 6 months, I'm now trying to do it quite diligently. Yeah, a week later, send them an email. If you get a reply to the email, oh, would you give us a review? Okay. I think if you're too pushy, you know, if the day after you send, how was it? Give me a review. I think most couples would go, no, don't want to think about, you know, I'm just in the afterglow of my wedding, you know, I've had a lovely time, probably still got guests around there. They're not going to be wanting to write a review then, in my opinion. Some people might think differently, but I don't think so. I think you need to give them a little bit of time, a little bit of a breather. And bear in mind, of course, that you're not the only supplier. Bear in mind, and I think it's easy for us cake bakers to forget this, that we are one of at least 10 suppliers that they're dealing with, probably more. So they'll have, you know, florists, they'll have venues, they'll have photographers, they'll have caterers, they'll have all sorts of people, you know, potentially sending them things. So, you know, make your evaluation, your follow-up email stand out a little bit, make it lovely and chatty, make it personal, note things that you saw at the venue, those kind of things. And they'll be, you know, more willing to give you that review. There we go. So that is the Google review page. I hope that's been useful. Oh, hello, Charmin. Hello. Hello, Kerry. Hello. Seen you all there. Yes, so so that's about reviews. If you've got any questions or anything, so I'm not a great review expert, as you can see, I haven't got many, but I know what my process now needs to be. I've really, you know, honed that. And I now have a really strong system whereby, and I'm going to build that. My plan is to really build that. So yes, so you need your Google profile, which is part of, oh no, hang on, where has it gone? Things gone, hang on. Oh no. Oh, there it is. There it is. The training day, I think I might have put a couple of links for this in the group, but I just wanted to tell you a little bit more about it. If you're really wanting to build your wedding cake business, or the wedding cake side of your business, I've got 2 training days. They're the same day, but they're in different locations. So on the 3rd of September, it's in Birmingham, Solihull. It's a nice hotel. It's out in the country. It's lovely. And then in October, 22nd of October, it will be Central London. I haven't got the venue confirmed yet because I don't know numbers yet, but it'll be Central London. And both of those days, all is provided for you. So lunch, refreshments, notebooks, pencils, all sorts. And you'll have lots of, you know, extra books that I'll put in the day as well that we'll use. The actual day, here's the, if you go to the link that I put in it's up there or down there in here. You'll get all this, but this is the agenda for the day. It's action packed. So we do a bit of mindset, ideal client, getting leads, and that's where we talk about the Google business profile. I'll do that in detail. We talk about getting bookings, we talk about customer journey. I'll give you a tracking system. Then we talk about pricing. I'll give you the spreadsheet that I use, and we'll talk about pricing in detail. Then we'll talk about quotes, invoices, and payments, you know, the system that you need to have for that. We'll talk about finances, how it works, you know, with tax, what you need to do for that. Then we talk about terms and conditions, and then we do some business planning and goal setting. So what I really want is that everyone that leaves the day doesn't just go, oh, that was a nice day. They go with, right, I've got 3, 5, however many things. This needs to be done by the end of the week. This needs to be done by then. So this business planning is really, really part of it, you know, making sure that you have a strategy to move forward. And there will be a Facebook group that will be in beforehand. So I'll do a live with everyone that's on the day beforehand, so we can chat and get to know each other a little bit. But it'll also be there for at least 3 months after, probably more actually, so that I can come in and say, how are you doing with your targets, your goals? Did you manage to do your first one? Anyone stuck? That kind of thing. So I'll really sort of hold your hand after the day as well, and then come in with extra, you know, tips and bits and pieces and that kind of thing. So that's the idea of the day. Okay, so really get your wedding cake business really solid, lots of things to get sorted. And the idea, of course, is because it's autumn, you can then really get set up for next year's weddings, you know, over the winter. Then you can work on, you know, getting your customers, getting sales, that kind of thing. So to get a few bookings in for next year. So that's the idea. Oh, Kerry, yes, I am. Thank you, my lovely. Can you hear it? It's sort of going away. It's slightly nasal, but yes, I'm much better. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. So that is the grow your own baking business. Let's just stop there. Hello. We have, yeah, there are places left for them. There's quite a few places. I'm not going to be one of those people that says, oh, there's only 2 places left, because there's not. That's just a bit silly. But yes, I'd love some of you to come along. It will be really beneficial just to have the day where you can just concentrate on your business. You haven't got any distractions. This is what I found last year, we'd all been so tied to our Zoom for a couple of years, hadn't we? Because we had to be. And then sort of the end of, well, last year and the end of the year before, I started, going out to networking days and training days and things actually in person, and thinking, actually, this is so much better than sitting at a screen where you've got your family shouting in the background and, the doorbell goes and all that kind of stuff. Actually having a day in a hotel where you can just concentrate on you and your business is just fabulous. And then all the other people there are all business owners as well, and you can have a real great, conversation and swap advice and all that kind of stuff. So that's the idea. So that's why I was really wanting to do the in-person things this year, because I think they're so valuable. So after, we've all got Zoom fatigue a little bit, haven't we? Says she, being on Zoom, but you know what I mean. There's something to be said for actually being in a place physically with people. So there we are. Oh, brilliant, Kerry. Oh, yes, please do. Yes. The link is there somewhere. I'll put the link either down there or up there in the group, but I'll put it in the group again for you so you can see. But no, it'd be great to have you there. That'd be lovely. Righty ho. I will leave it there. I'm off to watch the latest episode of Outlander. Would you watch? I shouldn't really during a working day, but I've been taking it easy recently and I decided to give myself a treat. So I'm off to watch that. Have a lovely day. Have a lovely weekend. Do keep putting all your wedding cake pictures in the group. I'd love seeing them. I don't always get to comment, unfortunately, but I do love seeing them, and it's great. It's so lovely that everyone gives advice and gives, it's just a lovely group. So thank you everybody for making it a lovely group. I will be putting up some sessions for August. I'll do a couple of live sessions in August. Haven't planned them yet because I'm a little bit behind at the moment. But hopefully my plan is to get some things done over the weekend. And then by next week, you'll know what's going on in August. All right. If you've got any suggestions for any sessions, for any live sessions that you'd like, then just let me know. I could do a quick one on Google Profile if you like. But if there's anything else you'd like, let me know and I'll see what I can do. All right. Okay. Thanks for watching. Lovely to have you here. And I will see you next time, whenever that is. All right. Have a lovely day. Bye.